The VAR Show. The one place for your weekly football update.
Hola, very warm welcome to the VAR Show, the show which talks about all the various major football leagues in detail. Today we are going to continue the theme of interviews and we have a very special guest and one of my go-to friends in Barcelona. We have the big boss of Europe, the manager of MBP School of Coaches, Barcelona, Mr. Thomas Vandenbussche. So without wasting much time, I would like to first thank Thomas for coming on the show. Thanks so much and welcome to our show. And I would like to ask, how are you and what are you doing during this pandemic period?
Well, first of all, Subhashish, it's always a pleasure. It's great to connect and to see you again, even if we have lots of contact in certain moments. Well, of course, during the quarantine period, being locked down in the end, being in or living in outside the city right now, outside the city of Barcelona, in the house of my parents-in-law. So to be honest. The situation has been horrible for me, but okay. But basically, working a lot. MVP is it going well at this moment. Turning this into this difficult period, of course, due to an opportunity for the company. But most important, and I think this is the most important thing in the whole world right now, is that we are healthy, and then to stay healthy as well. Me, the family, my family, my parents-in-law as well, the MBP team, and then actually not only the guys that I love to be honest, but all the world. So let's truly hope that this situation gets better soon.
So let's get straight to the deep end. Okay, I get a lot of questions since you have tagged me in that Instagram. I get a lot of questions about MVP. Someone will keep asking how it is, what it is. Tell us something about MBP.
Well, I think you can have a better opinion about what is MVP. I think MVP is a little bit different than other education centers for football in the end. I don't like to say that we are only school for coaches. Obviously, it's MBP School of Coaches, but we are much more. So basically, MBP is founded or is located in Barcelona, the city of modern football, of course, which everybody, as well the city, everybody loves it. But MBP is doing lots of activities. So in the end, MBP exists by having their own method. So we did both empirical as scientific study to have our own method, which is called, again, MVP, which stands for making better players, making better professionals, and in the end, making better people as well. So basically what we are doing, because that method that we have designed, we are still improving that with our RDI department as well, is focused on the cognitive and tactical side. So perfect, about game understanding of both players as coach, of course. So this is what we have in hands. This method, which is one of a kind, and this gives us the opportunity to do certain services. Let's say, first of all, I think MVP is most well known for the education to coaches, so that's the reason why we've met as well. You came twice to Barcelona already, but we have education both online as offline. So offline, I refer to the courses, to the programs that we have in Barcelona. As well, we have an online school. Then, as a second service, we can say, or a third service, depending on how you look to the educational part, we do consultancy. So we work with professional players in order to help them with the individual performance and game understanding of some players in La Liga, in the MLS, and in South America, where we are quite well known. So in general, with professional players. Besides that, we are working with several federations, Peruvian Federation, Mexican Federation, for example, where we are contributing with the content for the licenses. Besides that, as well, with professional clubs to help clubs within creating the methodology of the club, which is not only 100% of of the MBP mythology, but as well looking to the values and the identity of the club. So much more profound as just we are going to enter that club. Okay, we are implementing 100% MBP method. No, it's much more dedicated to the culture of that country because we have been doing this in Brazil, but it's much different doing it in Brazil than doing it in, for example, in Spain because of the country characteristics as well. It's different than doing it in Brazil, Spain, and doing it in Nepal. So because the country is different, people are different, type of football is different. But basically, that's what we do with MBP, and especially our mission is to share our knowledge. So that's the reason why we do both online education as offline, and I think that's what we are increasing and then getting more brand, let's say it between brackets. So we are satisfied with growing right now.
So I'll ask you like some questions which I get. Okay, so from about MBP. So another major important question is like, do you have courses offered in English or is it Spanish only?
Well, of course, with the language, we prefer, or we had, at first, we only had Spanish programs as well. We started almost 6 years ago with the Master in High Performance. So it was the first edition in Spanish. Then we straight started with English as well. So we have English programs. We have the Master in English. We have a scouting program in both English and Spanish. Offline in Barcelona, and then we have the youth soccer program offline as well in Barcelona, which is only in English. So at that time we have 3 programs in English available and 2 in Spanish. Nevertheless, we started 1 year and a half ago almost with an online school that was only put in Spanish. Now, actually last week we started with the English online school. So step by step. Of course, because of the preference of the language as well, and that we are really well known in South America, gives us a benefit with the language in Spanish again. So basically, right now we are moving that to the English side as well. So of course, there will always be a small difference, but our coaches are native Spanish speakers as well, but they are capable to talk or to explain things in English, which you know as well.
So the next question generally I get asked is like, who is behind MBP? Like, who are the founders?
Well, we actually have 4 founders. Basically, the situation that we have right now with the founders is that Yusuf Novellas is our CEO. Then we have Jaime Fortuño, who is the head of business and is responsible for the federations, consultancy part, education as well. Then we have Albert Rude. Albert is the founder of the mythology and obviously co-founder of the company. And he was, since 2016, he has been in high performance, working in Pachuca, in Monterrey. Now he's in Inter Miami, the new franchise of David Beckham as well. And then on the other hand, we have a consultant, we call, which is one of the founders as well, which is the father-in-law of Jaime as well. So he's an entrepreneur in Spain, quite well known, who is as well founder of the company. So basically we have 4 founders, and then we have a whole team, I think right now 16 people working for MBP. So both business as on the tactical coaching side.
So like, if you are if anyone wants to know about the education, they have to contact you in the school.
Well, depending, of course, I'm the first contact in case of education. And then, for example, we look at, okay, this is the profile, okay, this is the course that he is interested, the program that he's interested. And then it's depending on the program, which colleague you will have a straight contact. But most of the programs offline, and online right now is for me, but we are having a team right now getting ready. So step by step, it will get to other people as well. But
So
for
suppose,
education, yes.
suppose some club or some maybe country wants to hire you, like what you're doing with Peru or someone, then whom do they contact? You itself?
No, this is 100% for Jaime. So, which doesn't mean that Jaime doesn't have education or I don't have contact with clubs. But basically, how we are doing this is that Jaime is the responsible of doing all the contact with federation, the project with federations, clubs, institutions, universities, and well, big institutions, companies in the end. So basically, if it's more focused on consultancy side, within other companies we call it, it's 100% to Jaime.
So, does okay after you finish the course, does MBP help students with job opportunities?
This is a really interesting question, and it's a really difficult one. I'm never we are never promising a job after finishing the program, because the world of football is so complex as well. It's about networking. Nevertheless, what we do promise, or what is our commitment, is saying, okay, look, in MBP you are going to have a certain knowledge which puts you ahead of other people, which will put you on a favor for new job opportunities as well. As well, we have great connections with, especially in Mexico, with lots of clubs. As well in China, for example, with projects that we say, okay, sometimes you just call us, okay, Thomas, Jaime, or whatever, or whoever it might be. Do you guys have a coach available right now with that profile, those requirements? And then we just scroll into the list of our former students, we call them, or former coaches, and then we put them in contact. So it has happened, obviously, but we are not going to convince someone to do a program with MBP by saying, okay, do this program and definitely you will have a new job. No, what we are doing is helping to connect the dots within the world of football, which in my opinion is more realistic, and of course helping that person, helping that coach, that student, to prepare during the program, himself as a type of knowledge that is increasing, but as well with a final project. With a final project that you can go to a club. Look, this is Subhashish. This is the coach that you're going to hire, and this I can show you who I am. So giving the coach an identity, which is a huge benefit on the market, on the football job market, let's say, or opportunities.
So, this is another major question I get asked. Thomas, you all should clarify this in your website, please. So, please, this is very important. Do MBP help with license also?
Well, yes and no, but if we say straight away if you do one of our programs, no. So basically, why? Because only the federations are able to get the official licenses. So basically, MBP is not a federation, even though we are helping some federations. So it's not the same, the content that we are giving in Peru, for example, that we are actually, our coaches are educating those coaches over there, but those licenses are property of the federation. So those licenses, yes. So this is a part, yes, but our programs, master in high performance, expert in youth soccer, scouting program, and the other programs that we have, they are not officially recognized licenses, certifications. Nevertheless, the content might be better than as many people told us. But okay, this is something that in the end is just making the balance for that person.
But you did not help me get license, Thomas. This is very bad. I need
No.
2 courses.
Yeah, well, you will receive, like you received the license of MVP, but in the end, there is a difference. There is a difference. So, but trust me, if on one day we can do that, we definitely will. So then you will have certifications all around.
No, but definitely the content that I learned was very good. Okay, that I'll say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Now this is again major question I get asked. Like, have you had any like famous player or someone who has done with MBP?
Well, yeah, we had some. Like I said, we are working with some big institutions all around the world. and as well former professional players, or even not former professional players, but now coaching in first division, have been passing by. Let's say, especially in the offline programs, which has more longer history, 6 years, and then the online school 1 year. But we have been passing with Jimmy Lozano, who is now the under-23 national head coach of Mexico. Luis Amaranto Pereira, who played for Atletico Madrid, Colombian. Yasser Corona, who is now who retired 2 or 3 years ago, I think, who did the master back in December. He finished in December. Now we had Diego Mejia, Eric Marin, who are two former players of Mexico as well, first division. Then I think the other ones, for example, we have a guy working in Swedish first division. We have a guy, Oli, who is working in Manchester City as well. Now we have a former student that finished the master together with Yasser as well, who is now in second division in Poland as a second coach. So basically, we are spreading the seeds all around the world with the former students. So we have a woman that's working in LA Galaxy. We have another woman who's working in Colo Colo, probably one of the biggest teams in Chile, or most well known. Then in the Kenyan Federation as well. So basically, MVPs are spread all around the world, and then we have one guy in Nepal who is the best. So we are all around the world, which is obviously.
You got to mention Edilu.
Edilu, yes, of course, Edilu. Look, he's a former professional player as well. He played for the national team of Ethiopia. So, but basically, like I said, we have I think in the only continent that now is missing is Oceania. So is Australia, New Zealand. So basically in Asia we are already there with former students. Europe, of course. We are in Africa, North and South America. So we are all around the world, which is fun as well for us.
So this is your again personal question. I looked up on your CV and I saw you worked with Club Brugge as an intern coach or something. Then why did you choose MBP? I mean, you had the chance to be a coach. You didn't want to be a coach?
Oh damn! I miss it. I miss it every day. I miss being on the pitch, especially right now in this time. But no, since I was, I think, 16, I've been coaching because I had to stop. I had to quit due to heavy injury. But nevertheless, I was never going to get a professional career as a player, unfortunately. Even if everybody dreams of being the next Messi, but well, okay. But basically, I joined Club Brugge because I am passionate about this sport, about the game football. But at a certain moment as well, it came to the age of doing what I'm going to do at the university. So which direction do I want to go? So basically, I've decided to study sports management, and that's the moment that it started to attract me, the business part and then the part being on the pitch. So I think, and according to me, that's a benefit of knowing both sides, I think. And then I was coaching, I think, at the age of 18, 19 in Club Brugge. I've been there for 4 seasons in different roles as well. And I loved it. I love being on the pitch, of course, but as well within MBP there came the opportunity because I studied or I did my internship as well in MBP, and then well now I'm back. So 1 year and a half ago I came back, and it was more 100% focused on the business side. And do I love my job? Oh, I love it. Do I want to get back to the pitch? Of course, one day I would love to. But right now, the growth and then development that I'm doing as a person as well, doing with the company, because of course as a company we are growing with MBP, and of course as an individual you go with that growth as well. So basically, I'm really satisfied, even if I'm missing that part. I'm definitely missing that part, having the adrenaline of playing on Saturday or Sunday, doing tournaments, playing against the bigger teams in Europe as well. It's a huge experience as well. But it was choosing, and then right now I think it's the right choice in the end. But let's see, maybe in 1 year I'm back on the pitch. I would love to, definitely.
So on that note, I'll ask you one final question. It's a very controversial question. I know your answer already, but still I'll ask you. Whom do you prefer, Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Well, of course, I have respect for both of them. Oh, they are both tremendous players. I do think that Messi is on another level of based on talent, but if I have to choose between those two players, I would say both of them, because what I like about Ronaldo is the mentality as well. It's just about hard work. He might not have the talent that has Messi, but it shows that thanks to hard work you can get to a certain level. So to be honest, if I have to choose again between those, I would not prefer to choose, but I think Messi is just the biggest player in history, because when you look at them, and I've seen playing them both, I've seen them playing live within a Clásico as well. But when Messi gets the ball, you're just on tip of your toes, on tip of your chair in the stadium, because you know that something is going to happen. So, which is the same with Ronaldo, but it's more, I should say, more predictable. You know that he's more clinical in a certain way. And then for me, let's compare it that Ronaldo is more the gladiator, and then Messi is more smooth art playing on the pitch. But both of them are amazing. We don't know at this moment. I don't think that people know that we are seeing two of probably the 5 best players that we have ever seen in the world of football. And I truly hope one day we see a new Messi or an even better version, but I think it will take a while. But I don't know if that was the answer that you were going to suspect.
No, I expected maybe you'll say Lionel Messi. I think you took a very diplomatic stance, maybe because otherwise Ronaldo fans might not come to MBP.
No, but like I said, in the end, it is showing Ronaldo is 100% dedication. If you see, I think he's now 35 years old, and he's doing more physical things than I can do that he does in one day that I do in my entire life. So respect for that. But like I said, for me, when Messi, when I can choose a game of those two, I will definitely watch Barcelona or then rather than Juventus, because I don't like Italian football that much, but and because of the synchronization that we have with the city Barcelona. So, but no.
So Thomas, thank you so much for speaking to me, and we wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Hope you all spread more across all over the world, and you'll have very successful. Maybe even Messi comes one day to do MBP methodology. You never know. And hope we can talk again soon. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Subhashish. We speak soon, and we hope to meet you again back in Barcelona.
Hopefully, let's see.
Perfect. Thank you.